Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to do a fall-inspired stained glass tree project. I really like to draw like a leafless tree, and instead of adding color through leaves, we just kind of go in and create a cubism sort of feeling where we go in with a ruler, break all this up and, with straight lines. Kind of looks like a broken mirror-ish, and then we add in our colors. So the first thing to talk about when doing this project is, well, cubism, first of all. You take anything and you make it look very geometric, and that kind of creates this feeling of cubism. Cubism artists took even organic shapes like trees or people or animals, and they would sort of break them up in this faceted, broken look and create cubism. So that's kind of what we're doing, what we're inspired by. And then what else was I going to tell you? Oh, the most important thing aside from cubism is value. You can see that every one of these shapes has a change in value or a gradation. So what's happening is they're very dark on the edges, and as I go towards the inside, I get lighter and lighter and lighter. The dark edges also help to obscure pencil lines, so you don't see those pencil lines. And really, I feel like pencil lines at the end of a project make it look very unfinished, kind of like messy. Oh, you know what? Sorry, let me turn these on. Does that help? Well, it looks a little glary because this is laminated. So anyhow, so then we're going to talk a little bit about gradation. So in class, I've worked with just doing these little value scale boxes where you start coloring really dark and you get lighter and lighter and lighter. You do not have to have this sheet to practice value by any means, though. You could just have a blank white sheet of paper. You could go in with a ruler and you could draw a bunch of perfect boxes, but you know what? They don't need to be perfectly straight for you to practice value. It could even be like a wavy set of boxes. So I'm just going to go in and color in this area. I am going to I don't even care how many boxes you do, however many you want to try, 6, 7, somewhere in that realm is good. Let me grab some value scales that I've done in the past, and this might help to show you guys kind of what value scales should look like. Sorry, I thought I was really prepared for this video, and now I'm finding not so much. Okay, so here's what I did with the color brown. You just start on this side. You do not change the crayon the entire time. I'm using the same exact crayon. What I'm trying to do is color as dark as I can color with that crayon here, and then lighten up on the pressure as I move along. During these value scales, I do want you to practice coloring neatly, because obviously you need that, okay? So coloring neatly and the darkest pressure you can put, creating the darkest value, and then lightening up as you move along. Obviously, creating these value scales works a little bit better when you have a darker color. If you were doing this in yellow or a light pink or a lime green, it would be really difficult to create that many tones of value. With really light colors like that, you can maybe only get like 2 or 3 values. So anyhow, so what I've done here on this scrap paper, let me get this out of the way, is I've just drawn in just a set of boxes. I'm going to do another one, and I'll maybe do 2 examples of colors for you guys. And then you can choose any crayon. I like to do broken crayons in class because I feel like a lot of students kind of discriminate against broken crayons. They're like, oh, I don't want to use that. I need a brand new set of crayons to color really nicely. And you don't. My hands are a lot bigger than yours, and I still can use broken crayons to make beautiful artwork, so you can too, okay? So when you're doing a value scale, draw your set of boxes. It doesn't need to be straight. And then in this first box, you're going to color as dark as you possibly can. I like to start on the edges. It kind of helps to keep my lines inside that box. Remember, on that dark one, you're pressing really, really hard. On this one, you should pretty much have solid color. No white of the space showing, or no white spaces showing through. I hate to be a brand name seller, but I do feel like Crayola crayons versus Crazy Art crayons, they create more vivid colors. The Crazy Art seem to have more wax per pigment, and it's harder to get those really vivid dark tones. If you guys get really into coloring, there's even Prismacolor colored pencils that are super nice. They create some really, really dark values and really beautiful drawings. I think they actually do sell those at Walmart, FYI, for people that live around here. So anyhow, so as I move along, I'm just getting a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. Remember, you can always go darker. So you don't want this one to be as dark as the first one, but it's still pretty dark. I'm still covering a lot of the area. I'm trying to keep these boxes really consistent as I go along. I realize on our project, we're not going to keep them consistent. Every shape we color in is going to kind of fade or gradate in and out. If you wanted to, by the way, I'll show you this when it's done, but if you wanted to, you could even practice just doing a gradation too, where you just start at one end, coloring really, really dark. And then as you move along to the other end, I'm just gonna start lightening up on the pressure and therefore lightening up on the color. Okay, so that's just a gradation, and we are gonna use a lot of those on our projects. I hope you guys could see what I was doing. I was kind of off to the side. Let me go ahead and stop the video for a second. I'll show you this value scale. Value scale. I tried to get lighter and lighter and lighter as I went each box. Remember to practice a gradation or two before you get started on this project. And then after you get this done, after you feel like you're a master at creating different values with crayon and creating gradations when they fade from dark to light, then you are ready to get started on your project.